Yeah, y'all can hear me. So, hey, thank you for that warm welcome, Fatima. Hey, really, I'm thankful that you actually invited me out to be able to come to your actual cash flow asset party and let me be a part of this. But I know a lot of people, they always, yeah, they always think about, how they missing out on cash, but in reality, a lot of people don't have an income problem. They have a cash flow problem. But just bear with me one moment. Let me get this thing started. I got a little bit of technical difficulties. Let me break this down right quick, and then we'll get right off into it. So, hey, thank you for that warm welcome, Fatima. Hey, really, I'm thankful that. Okay. Hey, can you see my screen? Awesome.
Yeah, I can see
Hey,
it.
Yeah, we can see
awesome.
it.
Okay, cool, awesome. Hey, so give me for that. Thank you for that warm welcome, Fatima. But I'm glad that you got me here today to actually help invite anybody that wants to know how to increase their cash flow, because most people don't have a income problem. They have a cash flow problem. So we're gonna talk to you about whose money, your money. We're proud members of Extra Digit Movement, where we're gonna show you how to take 3 figures to grow 4 figures on over to 5 to 6 to 7 figures with the current income that you already have. But think about this. Y'all bear with me. We're going to be talking about Wealth Principle 101, the cash asset cash flow conversation. Yes, just like I said before, you have a cash flow problem, not an income problem. So everything that you learned about finances prior to coming on this actual conversation today, I want you to leave it at the front door and just have an open mind for about the things we're about to tell you for what the wealth you've been doing. This awesome group that was started by Education Movement started by Mr. Bryan and Bean. He happened to be one of our top earners. He retired at the age of 22. He earned $1 million, lost $1 million, and then he regained it by the age of 30. And he is a top 4-figure earner in this actual organization. He created the most millionaire residual ring earners, and he helped over 1,000 people live a legacy, not just leave a legacy. But we partner up with MWR Financial, with founder Brian House and co-founder CEO and Mr. Domino Tolson in charge of president of field and development. This company has been around for 4.5 years. We're a debt-free company known as the ultimate cash flow company. And the biggest thing that we like to tell people is this: we're not trying to get you into something, we're trying to get you out of something. And as you go along in this actual presentation, we're going to show you how. So we're going to talk to you about how you can increase your cash flow, create your cash flow, and multiply your cash flow through a proven system called the cash flow system. Think about this. I know some of you thinking like, man, it's another one of those things. Yes, we're going to get this out of the way early. For $149.97, we have a proven system of different experts that's helping you in all different ways financially that can help you get you in a better shape financially. So with that being said, Ms. Fatima, I want you to let Mr. Sterling know, how did this awesome membership with experts help you and people around the world combat the financial issues that they've been having?
Okay, so let's start with the increase to cash flow. So in order to be able to really reap the benefits of the membership, I actually had to take myself through the steps, and I started off with the reducing my taxes. And I was talking about that a little bit yesterday at the gym. So that's basically, I uploaded my 2 LESs, the two current ones at that time, in my tax returns. The expert provided me with an updated W-4. Come find out, I was overpaying in taxes for my current status, right, as of right now at that moment. So I was able to get back $521 back into my paycheck with no extra hours or anything like that. And it actually ended up being almost $600 and something that I received back in my paycheck every month. So that's what I receive back now. And like I said, I didn't have to work no extra hours. I didn't have to go to no promotion board and none of that stuff like that. I'll wait till that yearly raise that the military gets. I was able to reduce my taxes and increase my income every month, then lower my bills. So the first bill I uploaded was my internet bill, because we both live on post housing, so we know we don't have a lot of like bills if we stayed off post. So I did my internet bill with Spectrum. I was able to reduce that by $805 over the course of 2 years. So I was paying over $100 for internet service. Now I'm paying under $100, and I didn't have to switch service or anything like that. So that was a good thing too. So I'm moving on to my other bills in that process. That's one thing you don't have to do all at once. You can upload your bills as they go, and the experts will work it out for you and get that bill ordered. And if they're not able to do it, they'll let you know. Eliminate my debt. So fortunately, when I came in, I didn't have a lot of debt like some people do have right now, but I do have a car and stuff like that. So they give you a plan and everything that shows you put this extra money that you're getting from like reducing your taxes, you put it towards your debt to help eliminate it. And then it eventually end up saving you money on the interest, because we already know interest is like, it's terrible. That's where a lot of your money goes to, especially like if you have a house loan or a car, anything like that. The first couple of years of you paying, you're just paying the interest, not even touching the principal until a couple of years later. The best thing that I'm super proud of is the raise my credit score. So I told you my story about what happened with my credit score. I was able to raise it from a 697 to a 769 as of today. I have never been up there in the high 700s. I've been in the lower 700s, but I already know that soon I will be on my way to the 800 club. And that way to increase the, but this is the new program that just came on board, the keys to home ownership, and we'll go more into that. But that's something, even though we are active duty military, we can still use this program too as well. And now my next thing I'm going to be doing, now that I have increased my cash flow, I'm going to be moving on to the diversified cash flow account. But we'll talk more about that when we get to the money side of it.
Awesome. Awesome, Fatima. So, hey, in a nutshell, what I like to stick out most about this awesome, opportunity with the membership is this. This is a 2-for-1 deal. You and your spouse can work on y'all spending power as far as both of y'all credit being up to par and negotiating all those areas. So now this is a 2-for-1 deal. Nowhere else in the world can you get this type of value for two people, for both of y'all to have spending power and be able to do business by yourself, even though y'all together, if that's the case. But most of all, we're going to talk about that trust fund later on down the line. This trust fund is something serious. Alone, it costs thousands and thousands of dollars just to have a trust fund set up, but we'll talk about that here shortly. Now, let's talk about cash flow stream number one. This is what we're going to talk about, the 3 ups and the 3 downs. Ms. Fatima, we were talking about this some weeks ago, and even as we were teaching more people about this, let us into how the 3 ups and 3 downs go when it comes to the cash flow stream number one.
Okay, so just like I explained earlier, like once you reduce your taxes, that's going to increase your income, okay? Eliminating your debt, because we all know that your debt to ratio, I think debt to income or something, like whatever that ratio is, you don't want to have that to be too high, because then that affects your credit score. So if you eliminate your debt, then in turn you're able to raise your credit score. Now you have more money coming in, your credit score is up, so now you're able to acquire like more assets even though it has interest, but we already know that interest is going to be lower if your credit score is, and then also if your expenses are down, that gives you extra money either to put towards the debt or to put it in some kind of savings that like where that you're actually creating, the interest is higher, so now you're able to have more assets for the future. So the average tax saving per member has been anywhere between $200 to $600 per month. for a total tax reduction of, was it $250 million? So that's pretty awesome. Because the average person is probably most time paying too much in taxes as a W-2 worker, and they don't even realize we are the uh, biggest population that's being taxed the highest compared to the rich. Like I think it was a big thing with Donald Trump on the news about how he's not paying taxes and stuff like that. Well, he's not paying taxes because he knows where to put his money at, so it's not taxable. And this is something that the rich have been doing for years, but the common W-2 worker, we don't know this stuff. So because all we've been taught is by our parents is to go to school, get a job, join the military, whatever the case may be, and work, put your money in the 401k. And half of us, when we get to that age of retirement, we still can't even afford to retire. So the average debt limit per member has been $64,000 have been saved. An average per month has been $140 saved with the bill negotiation. So that's pretty awesome. And this is wrapped up into one company that can help you do all these things.
Awesome, man. You hit the nail on the head with the 3 ups and 3 downs. A lot of people, used to be misconstrued thinking that, hey, if I make a lot of money, hey, I'm good. Or if I got good credit, I'm good. But in actuality, it was never about how much money you make. It was never about you having the best credit. It was about how much money you can keep, even though you got good credit and you make a lot of money. Because think about it. Most people at this time in their life, they're making at the highest peak of money they're going to make unless they were coming into the compound world like me and Fatima have and starting a business by what we do. But it gets better. Think about this. Think about if you were saving over $2,000 cash back in your household right now. The things that you could do with $2,000 cash back, think about it. You could start to have an emergency fund, a real emergency fund when you have an emergency. You can start to be able to save money, to be able to invest, truly invest in stuff without having to use bill money. You can even take vacations without having to juggle, hey, should I pay this bill and save off of this or whatnot this month? You have true cash flow to be able to do things you want, even be able to save money for your kid that's going to be going to college and they're going to need some extra monies, for some of the stuff that they're going to be doing. Think about that. Nowhere else, if you can have an opportunity that's going to have money saved from actually investing in yourself with a 3-figure investment. So think about this. Fatima, if you had an extra, $2,000 saved off of what you got going on right now in your household, what would that do for you?
I mean, that'll definitely help me. Make sure that I've good, because I have a daughter that's getting ready in the next 2 years to go off to college. So that would be extra money that I can have for her.
Hey, that's awesome. And I'll tell you this, man, a lot of people issues whenever they have an emergency is only between $500 to maybe $2,500 they may need. Maybe if you blew out some tires, you need new tires. The average tire costs anywhere from $150 to about $200 some dollars per tire, and that's not even hot in the real high end like Federelli or those high end tires. Let's say you needed a motor. The average motor to drop in a car, it costs anywhere between maybe 21 on up to 4,000. But you have some money that you don't have to go borrow. Or even if you had death in the family and you had to go fly out to pay your respects or whatever, here is cash that you've been already stacking for months. When time comes up, you don't have to go rush to borrow money that you don't have. You've been already saving it and setting up for the big picture, the better financial you. So think about this. Let's talk about the keys to our home ownership. Me and Fatima was talking about the keys of ownership some weeks earlier and, getting ourselves up to speed. It was a mind-blowing thing. But Fatima, I'm going to let her lay down what she thought about when she saw this actual program that could help the masses. What did you think about this, Fatima?
I thought this was a pretty good program, especially given the fact that a lot of Americans are renters instead of homeowners. So, and the reason why most of them are renters because they just cannot, not that they can't afford the house, it's either they don't have the down payment or they don't have the credit to get a house. Because let's just be real, most rent is more than most mortgages. So if you can pay a rent with utilities and everything, that's telling me that you can definitely afford a house, okay, and everything that comes along with it. And you actually might come out cheaper just owning a house. But like I said, credit and down payment usually will stop people. So MWR has partnered with a group of experts who are making the opportunity for people to own a house a real dream, to have that American dream of home ownership. Rent, so they have the rent zone was a bronze stage, is where you basically you build up your down payment, okay, while you're in the house. Do you have the rent to own? You earn monthly credit towards your down payment while you work with the other experts to go ahead and get your credit scored up. And then they have the agreement for D, which is the gold stage, where you gain the tax benefits, because we all know like it is a tax benefit of owning the house, because that is an asset, considered an asset, not a liability. Buying with little as 10% down. And I think the last time that, well, being in the military, we don't have to put as much down, but I think the last time I talked to someone, I had at least they had to have at least 20% down. So now if you get to the gold stage, you're able to put down less than 10%. Then of course the platinum stage is where you have established your good credit. Now your interest rates are lower, but we all know interest rates, but the market is kind of crazy right now. But you don't want to go into it, right? Especially now, and end up with a ridiculous interest rate because of your credit. So once you hit that platinum stage, your credit is good, the interest is lower. That's going to in turn make your payments lower on your house. So this program right here is really giving people the opportunity to own a home, because some people leave here and don't never ever own a home because either they just didn't know, or no one was there to guide them through the process, or they just didn't think it was achievable. I actually know a couple of people that they just never owned a home. So, but we all know that for most people, that's the ultimate goal.
Awesome. Hey, you hit the nail on the head for Tim when you talked about that. And what I liked about it so much about this actual program is this. People, even with the low income that's on Section 8, can be able to get approved for this program if they meet the qualification, which most do. Because most people that are on lower income, it's not that they don't have any income coming in, is the fact that their income and their credit scores are too low for them to get traditional funding with traditional lenders. So with that being said, hey, this is where we come into play, and we give people a fair shake that can get the American dream. But think about this. Let's talk about our awesome mentor. This is Mr. Charles and Judith Ivory. Hey, this power couple right here out of Hinesville, Georgia, hey, they're two retired Army veterans. Both of them retired. And when Charles retired, he said that he retired living a paycheck after a paycheck. But through this awesome opportunity, he and his wife has been able to fire their boss. But we'll give you a snapshot of what some of the things that they had done through this actual program. Both of them enhanced his credit score to the 800 club, 805, 815. Both of them will be able to start a private reserve account. We're going to talk more about that in it, but it's a private reserve account where both of them got their own bank accounts. They became their own banks. They got 2 land banking parcels, which that is landed out in Antelope Valley, California. We'll talk more about that. And they're building their dream home as we speak. They're earning a grand total of $360 a day. I don't know about you. They're making over $10K a day together. Now, that's on top of what they already accomplished by, retiring from the military. And right now, the last time I checked, Charles is out there. They're putting in drywall right now, and they're thinking about the chandeliers and the type of stuff they're gonna put inside this house. And he's looking forward to looking at this awesome dream home. So y'all gonna be getting ready to be invited to it, but that's a whole nother story. Hey, but this is our mentor, Charles Ivory, man. He do it big, and he's a do it first type of guy. At this time, hey, this is the time where, if you got any questions, if you have any questions about the membership, you can ask it at this time. But if you want to save it to the end and you're shy, you can put it in the chat about the membership. So I'm gonna give you a couple moments if you want to ask a question, or you want to put in the chat. This is the time to ask it, and we'll go from there, because we're gonna bring somebody in special to answer some more specific questions if it's more detailed.
I don't really have any questions at the moment. The most interesting thing to me is paying less in taxes or trying to see how that works out or whatnot. That's probably what sticks out to me the most, but we can keep going.
Okay, awesome. All right, let's get right into it then. All right, let's talk about the cash flow opportunity. For extra $100 one-time startup fee and $149 a month, you can have all of the services that we just talked about, and you can increase your cash flow, create your cash flow, and multiply your cash flow, and help a lot of people. But the most part I like about both the opportunity and the membership is this. It's only $100 difference. You pay $149 for the membership and the business opportunity, but you can make money with the business opportunity, and the experts do all the work for you. And nowhere else in the world you can be able to start a business for $249, starting with an overhead of $149.97 a month. Fatima, I don't know about you. Is there anywhere else in the world you can have your own business running for the overhead of $149.97 in any type of field of business?
No, I'm average. I don't know what the average business startup is, but I know, like, depending on what you're doing, it's always a startup fee anytime you had any you start any kind of business.
Awesome. And you're right, you hit the nail on the head. I wanted to get that out of the way because this investment is a 3-figure investment, but we're going to show you how you can be able to go make 4, 5, or up to 6 to 7 figures with this opportunity. All right, so think about this. Let's talk about the cash flow, how you can make money with this opportunity. Fatima, I'm gonna let you break down these different opportunities on how you can make cash flow by increasing cash flow with the business opportunity.
Okay, so if you decide to become a part, if someone decides to partner with you, you that person who brought them in receive the $50 sponsor bonus, right? Then within the first 90 days, that individual who comes in, they can get anywhere from $150 to $900 within their first 90 days. Okay, and that's what they call the momentum bonuses. Like, you're growing your team, your team has grown within the first 90 days, and you'll go ahead and get that momentum bonus.
Awesome. But it gets even better, man. It gets even better than the sponsorship and the momentum bonus. Let's talk about this. Let's talk about how you can self-fund and get money on top of money from this opportunity, Fatima. Could you break that down for them in this actual diagram on cash flow, them 3, step 2?
Okay, so at level 1, your business becomes self-funded when you, the individual in the middle, have 3 business partners and 1 customer. That will unlock the $5 a day, and we'll get into that, and then $5 a day for 30 days, we know that's $150. So now your business is self-funded. And you'll get that daily guarantee. At level 2, you can earn $600 a month, right, which is $20 a day. But that's by those 3 people who decided to partner with you. They bring in their own 3 individual people. So that gives you a team of 12. So it's not you doing it, it's you helping the 3 people that you brought in build their own team. So now they have their 3 people, and then you'll get the $600 a month, which is the $20 a day. And if your team increases by 6 a week, you could earn a $300 performance bonus. This is in addition. So once you're at level 2, that's like $900 of extra additional income that you can receive. And the $300, that's just if you just do that 1 week. That could be $900 additional dollars that month. But just imagine if you increase every week by 6 people, you'll get $300. So.
Awesome. Hey, Fatima, you broke that down like no other. But I like that, we usually don't do math in public, but we try to give people a snapshot When she said $300 a week, that's that performance bonus on top of that, daily guaranteed a month. Every week, when you grow your team, the extra 6 business partners, you earn that 300. You can earn a grand total is 4 weeks in a month. We don't do math in public, but we're gonna do it this time. 3 times 4, that's 12. That's 1,200 plus 600. That's a grand total overall of 12. So at a minimum, even if you suck that much, just like Fatima said, you can make 9, but you can grand total at $1,800 a month. I don't know about you, but $1,800. That's a good chunk right there for a mortgage or to start some investing going on. But it gets better. Think about this. Let's talk about the performance bonus, a recap what Fatima did. She was talking about the 300, and I just explained for 3 QFDs, this is what you get at level 2. Think about that. Now, at level 3, it gets even better. Fatima, do you want to come off and let them know how that level 3 hit way different than the level 2 and 1? So think about this. Go ahead, Fatima.
No, I was saying that, that you get coded bonuses once you hit executive director at level 3. You get anywhere between $30 to $150 per day per person who decides to partner with you. And of course, we talked about, like, once you're at 82, you only get $300 a week for every 6 business partners that you have.
Awesome. And what I love about this so much is this is unlimited. So instead of you just getting a $50 sponsorship bonus, you get at the ED level, instead of getting 50, you can get 30 plus 50, that's 80. That's $80 onward up to 100 something. I don't know rocket scientists, you can make almost, basically, if you're at that top level, you can make $200 a day unlimited per person. And the thing I like about that, this is non-cap. This is not like wage income. This is passive and residual income, all because you got into being locked into the daily guarantee. But it gets better. Think about this. We gave you the rundown. We gave you the rundown of how you actually, can be able to grow your cash flow with this opportunity. But at tier level number 1, Fatima broke down to you how you can self-fund your business at tier level 1, but we're showing you the actual big picture. That's a grand total of $5 a day, $150 a month. That's $1,800 a year. But it gets better. We told you that you can earn that performance bonus. The max total for that $20 a day is $1,700. But you're not thinking about, you can add that extra $1,800 a month, so it will be more than that annual. And when you lock in at tier level number 3, what we were talking about earlier, this unlocks the leadership bonus. That's a grand total of $1,800 plus before you even get the leadership bonus. But let's get even better. Think about this. At tier level 5, you can earn all the way up to 50-something plus thousand. I don't know about you, but on average, that is more than a lot of people earn in lower income jobs. 50,000 is pretty relatively good out here for people that really don't, that's not on top level executive level, because this is our first tier, but it gets better. Fatima, now this next level, next tier, let's dive in deep a little bit more about that. Now, currently right now, you're a service member, and you're a service member, a senior service member in the armed forces, right? Think about this. What tier would it take for you to be retired on active duty, but we're making your retirement pay? What tier what would it be?
I'm about regional director.
So you mean to tell me for extra $200, that's $6,000 a month, that's $73,000 annually, you'll be making general pay without general responsibility?
Yeah, that's right.
Man, no shade to the armed forces. Hey, salute y'all for what y'all do. Hey, I'm a proud service member myself, vet. And I'll tell you what, it doesn't get no better than being able to have your retirement pay while still on active duty. Now, what type of options would you have once you decide to walk away from this awesome uniform services that you're in, Fatima?
What did you say?
I said, what type of opportunities would you have once you retire from this awesome uniform services that you're in right now? Once you retire, when you walk away, what type of options you have on top of retiring?
I mean, if I retire as regional and I'm getting regional director pay, then like I'll get most of my time back. I won't have to go and do another job after the military.
Awesome. That's what I'm talking about. But it gets even better. At at the next level, regional level, you're making $300 a day, $9,000 a month. That's over $100K a year. This level right here unlocks the Millionaire Residual Rain Club earn. This happened. Our mentor, Charles Ivory, he's already over that tier. We also have our other mentors that's even higher than that. But think about this. You can go all the way up to the fifth general director. That's $1,000 a day. That's $365,000 plus a year. That's more than most. That's the top tier earners in America, and the top percentile earner in America. If you can make that type of money, you can really, really live a lifestyle that you really want to live. But it gets better. Think about this. In our last tier, the third tier, you can make anywhere from $1,500 to $15,000. I'm gonna say that a little louder for the people in the back. That's $15,000 a day. Fatima, if you're looking at this chart right now, what level would you want to be on if you wanted to completely secure your financial freedom for you, your children, and your generation's children?
I mean, we want to go all the way to the top, to national ambassador. I mean, of course.
Exactly. Do you realize that that's more money than some people have 3 or 4 generations? That's $5.4 million that you can make in that year. And that's what I said, it's uncapped. There's no other opportunity in the world that's going to be able to have access for you to make that type of money unless you was the one that created or started this from the beginning. But we love to help a lot of people. And this is some of the opportunities to help a lot of people. But it gets better. Here's some of the daily pay texts that our top earner, Mr. Bryan Bean, have been receiving since he's been in the business. Here you can see he got a daily pay of $3,200. Then he got another daily pay of $6,700. Then he went on up to $11,410 a day. Not a month, a day. Do you realize how much cash flow that is? Do you realize how much different your lifestyle would change? Money would not be the problem. What would be the thing is, where are you going to put the money so you can continue to be able to grow your cash flow? But think about this. He went all the way, and think about this. This is more snapshots of his daily pay. But let's talk about how it was broken down. Now, if you can look at the screen, can you view the screen, Fatima? Can you see it? Now, if you can remember back in the slides, Mr. Sterling, that we were talking about, leadership bonuses and daily guarantee, we showed the different type of bonuses. Here's broken down when he getting a leadership bonus for $30, $30, $30, then $50, because Amy came in for sponsorship leadership. She got in, but she was on a sponsorship bonus. Then he got another 100 because somebody came in on that tier. He was at a regional, and Corey came in at 30. And you see, we got a daily pay of $1,000. Now, I don't know about you, but $1,000 times 30 days, that's over 30K, not including all the other pay that he gets. Now, 30K a month, it takes some people that long to make that in a year. Now, if you had that opportunity for you and your legacy, I don't know about you, but Fatima, what would you do if you had that type of opportunity?
I mean, that would be, like you're right. Like, not a lot of people even get that in a year. So to get that in a month, I mean, like, I definitely would need somewhere to put that money so I can make sure that I'm not taxed on it all crazy.
Okay, awesome. So we're gonna show you some more. We're gonna show you some more good stuff that we got going on, and then we're gonna close this thing up. So think about this. Here's some of the daily texts. Now, these daily texts are the same. Some of the daily texts that were coming in for Mr. Bryan B. When he first started making the $5, people was making memes at him. They were putting them on social media, making a meme like, "Oh, you making $5? You texting me that you making $5 guarantee?" Laughing at him. Then, hey, he when he ranked up, he banked up. He started making $200 a day. Then it went up to $300 a day, on up to $500 a day. When he started making $1,000 a day, it went from $200. They stopped laughing. 500, they started looking harder. It went from when he started making $1,000 a day, they stopped talking to him. They went from stalking his page and stopped talking to him. Be like, man, they wish they wasn't laughing. They wish they would have knew what he was that this was something that was great opportunity he was doing. But like I was telling you earlier about Mr. Charles Ivory, our actual mentor and our business partner, Charles Ivory's story is similar to Mr. Bryan Bean's story, but his story resonates with us more because we're service members. Mr. Charles Ivory, he joined the MWR Financial October 26, 2019. On 31st, 2020, he was laid off from his job without pay due to the 90-day layoff from the pandemic. Thanks to MWR Financial, he was able to still support his family by earning 4 times the amount that he was earning as a former VA benefit advisor. So think about this. If you can see the snapshot on the screen, at November 6th, he was making $150 a day. So that basically self-paid for his business. And you keep fast forwarding all the way down to July 3rd. By that time, as the months went on, he made up to $9,000 a month. By that time, it was over. He fired his boss. He gave his boss a 2-week notice and said, hey, I'm not coming back because, hey, he making 4 times the money he was making as a VA advisor here at Fort Stewart, Georgia. Why would you go back and work as a VA advisor and you still on a time clock when you could be having the time, have time freedom that you want and make 4 times plus the money? But that's his story. Here's some other business partners. Ms. Gail Andrews, she fired her boss. She actually was a retired IRS executive. Ms. Gail is one of the agents. When we say, hey, we actually work with the IRS, yes, we got the IRS in our business. And here's Mr. Christy Howard. Hey, she was a retired bartender. Hey, she used to work over there at the airport in Atlanta, but she fired her boss. Now she is the first female millionaire rank earner, and she's earning a cash flow residual of, if she had $1 million in the bank every single month. Here's Mr. Sean T. Hill. He's an actual educator, retired school teacher. He saw this and he was like, man, what is he doing wrong? He's a highly educated guy. He done worked on all different levels as an educator. He was like, man, I got to do something better. So he tried it for a month. After trying for a month, he's like, you know what? I ain't going back to teaching because this is what I need to be teaching. This is my calling. But think about this. You were saying that you want to know how to be able to save more money tax-wise and being able to put more back and not get taxed so much. Here are some of the ways that we have to be able to save you on more of the taxes stuff that you have going on and how to put more back for your rainy day. Ms. Fatima, I'm gonna ask that you come off mute and come and give him examples of what these awesome passive income stream number 3 is doing for a lot of people out there.
Yeah, so when we so how I'm going to start doing it, and it's no specific order to go in, but I recommend that people start with the diversified cash flow account, the Delta Wealth program. This is like a saving account that's on steroids. If you put your money in banks, we already know you're getting less than 1% on your money. So the money that you put in there today is not going to be worth much in the next year or two. But if you put it in here, you can get anywhere up to 4% of interest on your diversified cash flow account. Once you get enough money in there, you can move over into manage your trades. Okay, I'm not very good with knowing how to trade in the stock market and stuff like that. So to have a team that can actually do it for you and not put your money at risk and know when to invest and when to pull out and stuff like that, then that's another way that you can create passive income for yourself. We'll get to the trust my asset, but then the private reserve account is like a better one in doing it. You're familiar with the 401k and the TSP and stuff like that, because those are all linked to the stock market. So the stock market goes down, you lose money and stuff like that. But with the private reserve account, the money you put in is the money that you put in, and it can only grow due to the interest. It's not connected to the stock market or anything like that, so you won't lose any of your money. We already talked about the keys to home ownership and then the land banking. So anytime when people purchase a home, we already know that sometimes the land is actually worth more than the home. There's not much more land that's going to be put on this earth. So to actually be able to after you go through all these steps, and now you have your money up to a certain amount, you can go ahead and do the land banking. Okay, that's something that you want to do, and that's basically land that's brought out in California, where the 2028 Olympics will be held at. And so when you purchase your land down there, when they start doing all this stuff, you got NASA coming in, you have all these Warren Buffett, all these people coming in there and investing in this area. If you are down there and you have that piece of land, when all these businesses and stuff start coming in trying to build, they have to come see you first. Either they have to buy the land from you, or they'll have to rent the space from you too, right? So I always tell people, if you're gonna get the land is something always good to have. It wouldn't be something that I will sell. I will get in to see who's gonna come, because it's gonna be business in Silicon Valley, California. So now that you have created all these assets and assets for yourself, you want to put it somewhere where it is protected. And that's where you go with the trust my asset. I don't know about you, but I never thought that a trust would be something that I can own. I feel that I didn't make enough. We only heard about rich people having trusts or trust fund babies or whatever the case may be. But MWR has actually teamed up with with the agency of lawyers who actually are making this affordable for you. Depending on what your circumstances, everybody's financial situation is different, will be determine whether you're qualified for the trust my assets. Having your stuff inside a trust also is a tax break too, because it lowers your taxable income, because now you have stuff that could be inside of your business trust, where your business trust is getting all the revenue in and stuff like that. Then you can move over that pays your family trust. Okay, then once you have your family trust, that is going to pay any of your expenses, and there's also you pay the trustees. And then we'll move over. Once we go to the next slide, you'll see the different, it's like they call it the three-headed monster. The tax benefits with having a trust and having your stuff in there protected is really good, because if you, most of the time, if you go to an actual lawyer, they're going to tell you about a living trust. When you have a living trust, that still does not make you untouchable, okay? You want to have the type of trust that NWR can help you, where you can actually create that generational wealth. Bryan, are you there? I don't know where he's supposed to. All right.
Yeah. Hey, how y'all doing? Hey, man,
Right.
you did an awesome thing explaining. Hey, we about to bring in somebody that can have a one-on-one for the QA. We about to bring in a heavy hitter right quick. Y'all just hold on one moment. I'm gonna bring him in the room. We're gonna pause for a moment, okay? Hey, Mr. Ivory, how you doing out there today, sir?
Hey, what's up, Bryan?
Yeah, Mr. Ivory. Hey, how you doing? Hey, Mr. Ivory, hey, I want to thank you foremost for coming on today and doing this Q&A. We're off in this actual conversation today, and we have an awesome gentleman on here by the name of Mr. Sterling. And Mr. Sterling brought to my attention that he really wants to know how to be able to save in the tax area, and he wants to be able to grow his money. So at this time, Mr. Sterling, hey, you said that you wanted to be able to save in taxes. Here is Mr. Ivory, the Waymaker, what we was talking about earlier, man. Hey, this guy right here has done everything in this actual organization. He helps a lot of people. And without further ado, I want to welcome you to Mr. Charles, the Waymaker Ivory.
Hey, how you doing, Mr. Sterling?
Doing all right. How about yourself?
Hey, I'm doing better than amazing. So I hear you trying to do something with taxes. So what's your question? How can I help you?
I don't have a specific question per se. It's more so interested in how you guys lower those tax payments.
Okay, well, we do that several different ways. All right. The first way we do it is helping you minimize your taxes. Okay. You got to understand that if you got a job, your taxable liability, you're getting taxed off of a certain amount. So if we put more of your tax dollars back into your paycheck and you take deductions, it lowers your taxable liability. So then you won't be able to owe as much in taxes. You understand that part?
Roger, I got that.
Okay, now, if you take the business, just about everything that you do now becomes a taxable write-off for your business. Okay, so if you have a roof over your head, a certain amount of square footage of your home is now tax deductible. If you're driving a car, the government is giving you 62.5 cents a mile. If you eat out in restaurants, you get to write off a portions of your meals. You know, you buy clothes, you get haircuts, your cell phone, your internet, your cable bill. All of these things become tax deductible write-off, and your taxable liability is going lower, 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 and lower. Bryan, do you have a copy of my tax return? You on mute, Bryan. A copy of my tax return?
Yeah, hey, I got a copy inside the slide.
Okay, so just hold fast on that. All right. So that's one way we can lower your taxable liability. Bryan, how far did you get into these investments? Did you get into the trust part yet?
Fatima, she gave a brief overview of the general areas, but I think he want to hear how the breakdown of how they coincide with each other.
Okay. Well, let's start with the diversified cash flow fund. The diversified cash flow fund is nothing more than a savings account on steroids, but it's tied to a insurance policy. So with the diversified cash flow, you're guaranteed 4%. Now there's nothing out there that's giving you more than 4% in a bank, because a bank don't give you no percent, none, like 0.12, not even 1%. So this is a savings account on steroids. Now, what's great about this savings account is when you take money out of it, it never decreases in value. So you're always going to earn interest off of what was always put into the savings account. So let's say you had $10,000 in the savings account and you took out $5,000. Well, your account is still growing at $10,000, even though you pulled out $5,000 to use it to make more money. So now let's talk about how we make more money. Let's say you go to our managed trade fund. Our managed trade fund is $1 trillion industry with Forex, where we're exchanging money all around the world. Now we have a professional trader that's going to do it for you in real time, and you'll have the software to where you can see that. So imagine having $10,000 in your diversified cash flow fund and invest $5,000 in the managed trade fund. Now you're double dipping. So what's happening is, while your money is still growing interest in your diversified cash flow fund, $5,000 is being multiplied in your managed trade fund. I want you to see that. So basically you double dip it. What you'll do is, once you make $5,000 in profit in your managed trade, you put that back into your diversified cash flow fund. So now it's steady growing on that side of the house. You build that up until you can get enough money to start your land banking. And then you borrow money from your diversified cash flow fund to purchase land in Southern California. Now your money is still growing in both areas still, and you're still trading off of interest money that's being made. So now you got money working in 3 areas instead of 1 area. And you keep doing that until you leverage all the platform. Now, Bryan, change the slide to that trust, because that trust is where the game changed totally, and you can eliminate yourself or reduce your taxes all the way down to 5% to 0. So, Bryan, advance the slide, or whoever the slide master is. All right. So on that, the slide went away, Bryan. No, go to the trust slide. All you had to do was click down one. Now open it back up. All right. This is a 3-headed monster here. And Sterling, what you got to understand is there are 2 types of laws. There's laws for the public and there's laws for the private. There's information for the public, there's information for private, right? So the trust laws came out in the 1700s. The IRS laws came out in the 1930s. So the IRS have no jurisdiction over the trust laws. Sterling, this is why every wealthy person you know have some type of a foundation. Oprah Winfrey Foundation, Tyler Perry Foundation, LeBron James Foundation. Everybody has a foundation that makes a lot of money because this is where they store it. So I want you to imagine this. Our company set you up with a 3-legged monster in different trusts: business trust, family trust, foundation trust. So now you're taking things out of your name and you're putting it into a business name. So now you don't earn any money, your business do. So now your business don't want to pay the taxes on this money. So it's eligible to disperse 100% of the profits to your family trust. This is where you're going to pay all your expenses, your bills, and you're going to pay your trustees, your savings account, your family. And then you're going to donate 100% of whatever's left into your foundation, which is a 501c3. That's a nonprofit organization. You don't pay taxes as a nonprofit organization. So let me slow down. Do you understand this part right here? Because this is very important that you get this. Okay, so this is where the game changed. You're bulletproof at this time from lawsuits, from divorce, from anything. Now you have total control of all your assets. The wealthy has a saying: own nothing but control everything. See, this right here will allow you to have $1 million home, drive a 6-figure dollar car, but still qualify for food stamps, if you know what I mean. Because you, Sterling, owns nothing, but you control everything. This is where you want to be. This is the ultimate goal. This is checkmate right here. Checkmate right here. Once you get to this level. So what is it for taxes that you really want to get answered? That you trying to eliminate taxes? You trying to reduce taxes? What are you trying to do with your taxes?
I was more interested in tax reduction, but taking the entire trust thing into consideration, I could see how we could eliminate them.
You can eliminate it. Now, our business opportunity will heavily reduce it, and where you can end up getting refunds. So Bryan, if you would advance that slide to my personal tax return, I can explain how that works. So he can see that. on paper. Right here. So now, Sterling, this is my personal tax return the first year that I was in business. Actually, it's the second year I was in business. I made more money the first year. Well, I made more tax money the first year, but I made more income this year. So if you understand how taxes work, you have your federal adjusted gross income. This is the money that you earn after they do all the deductions. So let's say I earn 140,000, and then I took all the deductions and it brought it down to 120,000. Well, after you take all your credits and everything else, you have what we call a taxable income, the money that they tax you off of. This is where all your deductions come into play. The object of the game is to reduce this top number as low as you can. So the government don't see that I made 120,000. They see that I made 56,000. But because with all the deductions, you see right here, they refunded me $13,000. And then if you look underneath that where the state is, they refunded me $4,000. So this was a $17,000 tax return because I reduced my taxable liability from 120 to 56. You understand that part?
Yep.
And we did that with just basic deductions: home, food, gas, cars, paying my kids, taking vacations, eating out, haircuts, clothes, you name it, I was writing it off. There's over 475 different tax deductions that you can take. This is a game changer too. But now I'm at a point in my life that I can't write off all the money that I make now. So I had to shift to another strategy. So I had to use other things now to prevent paying taxes. Over the last 2 years, I've been owing the government $22,000 until MWR found a way for me to eliminate that legally, ethically, and morally. So now I opened up a private reserve account for my 4-year-old. I opened him up a business account, so now he's an employee. And then I opened up my trust account. So now 100% of my income is dispersed to other entities. So now I'm back to where I wanted to be, not making any money. So out of all of that, what questions you need me to iron out? Or can you see yourself doing this?
I don't have, well, you did a good job explaining it all. I don't have any questions as of right now. Obviously, before I sign up for anything, I would have to, do my own individual research of the organization in and of itself. And then I could reach back out to Fatima.
Okay, I hear that a lot, Sterling. Where are you going to find research on the organization? Because all we got is the organization.
Obviously, you do like your Google searches, the market research, check up on the Better Business Bureau, things of that nature.
Okay, well, let's do that now. Let's start with the Better Business Bureau. Let's do your research now. Let's do it together so we can explain that. So, Bryan,
I'm listening.
I want you to go to, I got the Better Business Bureau on lock. Let's start with them. Go to the gold mine.
Gold mine? Okay. Let me
Yep.
stop sharing. I'm gonna stop sharing screen.
And we're gonna do our research now. Because the thing is, Sterling, a lot of people don't know what to research and where to go to find the answers. So since you have someone that done earned 7 figures in this business, I'm gonna show you all the research. Even if we got to go to the IRS to show you all the research that what we say is true.
Okay, one moment, Charles. I got to try to find a way to minimize the stream and then get online.
A lot of people look to the Better Business Bureau for research, but I'm not a big fan of them because people say negative things on every company. And most people focus on the negative than the positive. But I'm going to show you. We're going to see what they say about MWR Financial.
Okay, one moment. I'm about to pull this up. I say you want me to go to the Better Business Bureau, Charles?
Go to the Ivory Gold Mine. I have a link to the Better Business Bureau.
Okay. I got you. I'm gonna pull up my Facebook right quick.
As a matter of fact, I'm gonna do one even better.
Gotcha. Okay. All right, I got it pulled up, Charles.
Right. You got it?
Yeah, I got it
from the
pulled
link.
up.
All right. As a matter of fact,
Yeah.
I'm finna hit you with the link right now.
Okay.
All right. I just sent the link to your cell phone.
Okay.
Copy and paste that link and open it up.
All right.
Because you gotta look for the right one, because it's www.bbb.org/US/Florida/Fort Lauderdale/profiles/financial. I mean, it's a whole bunch of stuff. Financial service /MWR financial. Then it's got some number customer reviews.
All right. Okay.
I wish I could put that in the chat. Actually, I probably could. Hold on, Brian. I'm
Okay.
having you do all this.
You
all
gonna
this
put it
stuff.
in?
I could make it easy for you, man. I'm
Okay.
gonna put it in the chat, and
Hey,
all you
gents,
gotta do.
I hate to cut y'all short, but I got about 5 minutes before I got to cut out with the family.
All right. Okay. Well, that's cool. What else would you like to know to help you make a decision? I'm just trying to help you with your research, because most people don't know where to find certain things.
As it stands right now, I don't really have any more questions, but obviously, it's best to sit down and think, and jot down any questions you may have. That way I have them all and I could push them out to Fatima and I can get those answered at once.
Okay. Have you done, what part of the presentation have you done? Have you done the business side, or y'all still on the membership side?
We was all the way up to the passive income side, Charles. We were talking about the cash flow stream number 3.
Y'all done that?
Yep.
Okay, but y'all haven't done the comp plan.
Yep, the comp plan, we did that already.
Okay. So Fatima,
Yes.
since he's short on time, let me just use you. Is this your guest?
Yes.
Okay, so he knows you personally?
Yes. We go to the same gym.
Well, let's use you personally then.
Mm-hmm.
Fatima, I'm pretty sure you told him about your $521 pay raise on your job.
Yes.
Okay. Now, Mr. Sterling, the best investment that you can make in yourself is in yourself. And I don't care where you go for your research on this one. I don't care where you go. Ain't nothing out there giving you a 300% rate of return on an investment than this. Nothing. I don't care where you look, what stock, bonds, mutual fund, investments, nothing. So the way you do this, and if you pull out a calculator, I'm gonna explain this. If you take the 521 and you divide that by the initial investment of 149, and multiply that by 100, that gives you your rate of return. So Fatima, what was your rate of return on your initial investment?
Let's see, it is 3.4 and 3.5.
Did you multiply that by 100? Because it's not 3, it's 300.
Yeah, 350.
350%. Now, even better than that, you're making $521 per month. Now, there's nothing out there with a low risk that's more than 4%. Mr. Sterling, are you investing in anything right now?
Just a few mutual funds.
What's your rate of return on your mutual funds?
It's not 4%.
About 4%. Okay, so now, if Fatima take $521 and divide that by 4%, that's $13,025 that she would have to earn 4% on that money every single month. Now, if she was going to do that for every single month, $13,025, that means she would have to have $156,300 invested in that mutual fund to pull 4% to give her that 521. Are you doing anything close to that?
Oh, nah.
Okay. What do you think is easier, to invest in what you're doing to make that money, or to get this money at 4% by having our experts bring that in for you, and then you let us multiply that with our investment opportunities that has zero risk of loss, zero.
Oh, no. What you got going on sounds a lot easier.
You could do your research, and I don't care what research, where you go, Better Business Brew, I don't care where you go. It ain't nothing out there giving you this type of return, this fast, this easy, to where you don't have to invest. You're actually losing money investing in what you're doing right now than what she just did. 350% every single month. To make that, remember, you got to have 13,000. 4% of 13,025 is 521. So I'm gonna leave you with that one.
All right, absolutely. It's a lot to think over. Thank you. It was an outstanding presentation. But Fatima, I'll definitely be getting with you either tomorrow or the next time we train together at the gym. I want to say Wednesday or Thursday.
Okay, sounds good.
Hey,
right,
Sterling, you a trainer?
No, I'm shadowing his trainer.
Oh, okay. All
Yeah,
right.
that's how we initially met, through his trainer.
Well, that's good. All right,
hey, y'all take it easy.
Make them gym membership tax deductible.
Absolutely. All right, y'all take it easy.
All right, man.
All right, thank you.
No problem.
Oh.
Hey, Fatima.
Yes.
I told you, people don't know what they're investing in. They don't have a clue.